BT15 brings X Antibody support to Gomamon. Let's get into it. Gomamon focuses a lot on trashing your opponent's Digivolution sources, so Kiaramon is going to be a good egg here. Your turn once per turn, when one of your opponent's Digivolution cards is trashed, you get to draw one, and to round it off, we still have to run that Bukamon. We are running 4 just so you can see it more often as opposed to having 5. This deck can be fairly fast, and it's kind of an OTK style that I'm going for. So we do want the 4, and with the jamming, that's pretty much it. The Bukamon, so long as your opponent has no Digimon with equal or more Digivolution cards than the Digimon, it gets jamming. Mind the proxies here. I still don't have a full playset of the Gomamon. Your turn once per turn. When you trash a Digivolution card from one of your opponent's Digimon, you gain 1 memory. This just helps you to extend plays. We're really just running it for the X Antibody version, being able to Digivolve over it. 4 of the BT14 Gomamon, starting your main phase, trash any 1 Digivolution card from one of your opponent's Digimon. This Digimon cannot be blocked for the turn. Very good being able to trash 1 card from any of your Digimon's Digivolution sources. Opponent's turn, when this Digimon would be deleted, you may play 1 Gomamon from its Digivolution cards without paying the cost. So you're just really spitting this Gomamon back out, which is pretty good. It kind of helps you maintain somewhat of a board and allowing you to build up. Then showcasing the new Gomamon X Antibody. Digivolve from Gomamon for 0. On play and when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Sea Beast, Plesor, Beastkin, or X Antibody trait among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Great way to help you look for cards in your deck that you're looking for. And the inherit 1 attacking once per turn. If your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as his Digimon can't attack until the end of the turn. This is the same thing as the Ikakumon 1 attacking, so you could essentially do it up to 2 times if you're attacking with the Ikakumon. So talk about kind of stunning. They're still able to block, but they just can't attack. 4 of the Ikakumon, when Digivolving, trash any 2 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon. When attacking once per turn until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon with fewer or equal Digivolution cards than this Digimon can't attack. Stacking it with the Gomamon X, it's going to be nuts because now you could essentially do it to Digimon. The inherit is the same thing. When attacking once per turn until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards than this Digimon can't attack. Now, this is probably the only card that can't be searched Digimon-wise from the Gomamon X Antibody. And I just have to run this Seadramon. This Seadramon is absolutely nuts. It is a 5 cost. You do have Rush, which is good. Rush, you end up playing it that same turn it was played. You get to swing. Now, I don't think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, if I have a Gomamon on the field that I just played and I Digivolve, I don't think you have Rush. Because you Digivolve, you didn't play it. If I'm wrong, let me know, but that's kind of my thought process on that. Really, what we are playing this Seadramon is for the inherit, giving your Digimon jamming. And I know we're running the Bukamon, but if that Bukamon is gone, then you're kind of screwed. And Plesiomon is 11,000 only, so giving it jamming is just, it's necessary for sure. Rounding off the champions, 2 of the Kumamon. You're going to trash Digivolve from Tamer for a blue Tamer. For 2, being able to do that last swing. And then when Digivolving, trash 1 Digivolution card from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. It comes up, and I'm just keeping that theme of trashing cards. And if you have the Joe, when you do that, you're able to suspend the Joe and gain a memory since you did trash 1. So you could essentially Digivolve it from 1, and with the Joe, it'll kind of be your turn again. Or you'll maintain turn, and you'll be able to swing. 2 Zuromon Ace. This card is fantastic. On play and when Digivolving, trash any 2 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the hand. This is such a good defensive play, especially if you're able to strip all your opponent's sources. You could just bounce that card back to the hand. Unfortunately, there's not that many good Zuromons yet besides this one, honestly. So I'm actually going to do a starter deck 2 where Garurumon 4 of. Because you can search him, he is a Beastkin, you are able to pick him up. The inherit, while your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards, this Digimon gets security attack +1, and that's what we want to go for, because we do want to build up that security attack +1 to do that OTK, right? With the Seadramon underneath, then you kind of won't be scared to do that. Topping off with 2 Weregarurumon X Antibody from BT9. There's some cool combos that you could do with these. Digivolve 0 from Weregarurumon. When digivolving, unsuspend. Then if Weregarurumon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower to the owner's hand. We'll go over some combos that you could do with this. I am contemplating on running more of the X Antibody, but the Zuromon is just too good to drop. Main card of the deck is still Plesiomon here. And for my last build, I had him at 3, I think, but now we're going to 4. When digivolving, trash any 3 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon. When attacking once per turn, if your opponent has no Digimon with more Digivolution cards or the same, then this Digimon unsuspend this Digimon. So now you're able to swing once, unsuspend, because you're going to trash. So he's going to help you be able to proc that when attacking. And with the Weregarurumon, you got security attack +1. Swing again, security attack +2. So you'd be checking 4 times actually. The new Plesiomon X Antibody, we are doing 3 because honestly, I love this card. Digivolve 2 from Plesiomon, if not, Digivolution of 5, so it is costly. When digivolving and when attacking, once per turn, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon to the hand. Opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon attacks, if Plesiomon or X Antibody is in his Digimon's Digivolution cards, gain 2 memory. That is really crazy because it is not once per turn. So you could literally steal turns. I mean, you're really not going to steal turns, but your opponent is really not going to attack if they're going to lose 2 memory. So you could kind of really throw them off. They would have to really get rid of the Plesiomon, which is a downside is it doesn't have any protection, but it does have 13,000 DP. So he is pretty high up there in the DP. 2 Joes. On play, trash any Digivolution card from one of your opponent's Digimon. Then during your turn, when a Digivolution card of an opponent's Digimon is trashed, by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. 2 of the Sora and Joe. Start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, gain 2 memory. During your turn, when you attack with a blue Digimon, you may suspend this Tamer to trash up to 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. So just adding on to the source stripping, it helps the Ikakumon, it helps with the inheritor of the Gomamon X Antibody, and it just helps you with the Plesiomon. When you attack, if you already did the Digivolution, you can trash. Since you are attacking with the Plesiomon, triggering his one attacking, you're able to unsuspend. And we still do want Memory Set Tamer. So 2 of the Davises. Memory Set Tamer, on play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 blue or green, in this case only blue. Digimon card to your hand, and then the rest go back to the bottom. So sometimes you could start off with 5 memory if you have the Sora and Joe and Davis. Or when you strip and you have the Joe, now you'll go to 4. 2 Wave of Reliabilities. Trash any 2 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon. Then, if you have a Tamer with Joe in its name, choose one of your Digimon. If your opponent has no Digimon with more Digivolution cards than the chosen Digimon, unsuspend it. That is why we are running 4 Sora, not Sora and Joes, but Joes. So we're running 4 Joes. This will count towards the Wave of Reliability since you do have Joe Keto in its name. The security effect, activate this card's main effect, then add this card to your hand, which is really nice. So really OTK here, and that is the reason why we're running 3 blue memory boost, is to help you after you swing. You're going to need the 2 memory to play the Wave of Reliability. So now you can just go back and then play it, and now you'll be able to have that extra check. Or if you want to go into a hybrid. But the blue memory boost, reveal top 4 cards of your deck, get a blue Digimon, the rest go back to the bottom. Then the following turn, you can hit the delay, trash it, and gain 2 memory. X Antibody unlocks a lot of combos with this build. I would like to run more, but you do search with it, and you are able still to get away with just 2. The X Antibody, gain 1 memory from the security if it was hidden security, and it gets added to your hand. Place this card under one of your Digimon without X Antibody in its Digivolution cards at this bottom Digivolution card. The Inherit, all turns, effects can trash X Antibody in this Digimon's Digivolution cards. When attacking, this Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon card with X Antibody and its trait in your hand for its Digivolution cost. Let me show you what this bad boy can do. Now, depending what Tamer you have, if they leave you at 1, the Gomamon, when you move them up, you get to strip a source, and the Joe would trigger, and now they'll leave you at 2, which could be good. It's not, it helps, I guess, because then you're able to swing, and then you're able to go into a hybrid and go for game. So definitely doable. Now, in this case, if you do have these three Tamers, you go to 5 if your opponent has a Digimon with no sources. You move up, you strip something, trigger Joe. Now you go to 6. You can Digivolve to the Gomamon, draw, and search. Keep in mind, you can get Kumamon, you can get Garurumon, you can get X Antibody. Any of these targets you can get. The only one you cannot get is the Seizureumon because it is aquatic, and that is not in the description. So you can get any of these cards. And not to mention, you can get an X Antibody because it does have it in its trait. So Gomamon X is actually pretty good for that. So now here, what I would do is if I don't have the Bukamon, now you're going to go into that Seizureumon for 2. You go to 2 there. You Digivolve for 3. You go to right. Did I do that right? 5, 3, 0. And now here, that's what I like doing here is going with that X Antibody. It doesn't have X Antibody in its trait. You get to go ahead and swing, activate X Antibody. And now you're going to Digivolve for 0. You're going to draw. And now you're going to have security attack +1 with jamming. You want to spend. That's 2 checks. So I'm just going to do a little. So now you're going to swing 2 checks, right? You check 2. You want to spend. And here is why you need the blue mems. Because let's say you ended up doing blue mem, you go to 2. If you had another Joe and you ended up getting another memory, you're at 3. You get to do the blue mem. You go to 3, go to 0, strip, swing again, security attack +1. You unsuspend. That's 1, 2, and now that you just get to swing again. And now you just went through 5, and then so you don't get deleted on the last attack, you could actually Digivolve into the Plesio for 2. So there's a lot that you could do with this, or obviously that's where the waiver reliability comes into play. If your opponent just has, say they got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is all you got right here. Let's say you're at 2. Go ahead and swing with the X Antibody. You want to spend, check 2. Right, you check 2, and then check the next 2. You have jamming, and now if you don't have a Kumamon for game, you could also do a wave of reliability. So far as you meet the requirements, you're able to unsuspend the Digimon there, and now you get to check for that last one. You could see why I'm running the blue mem just for the wave of reliability, as opposed and for the hybrid, because the training, it's when one of your Digimon would Digivolve, if I'm not mistaken. So it really helps out for those scenarios. Plesiomon goes burr, and check out these other 2 videos.